Hey there, this is Mr. Icarus, and welcome to the channel update for the end of July 2017. Firmly in the grip of summer here over at Icarus Towers. It's currently beaming with sunshine outside, but you can't trust that. You can't trust the weather, not in the UK. That could turn into a torrential downpour at any moment, and that kind of feels like what I've been dealing with in regards to the channel this month. For the most part, it's been pretty damn nice. It's been a pretty good month. I've had a lot of really unexpected traffic to a frankly ancient video of mine, one of my very first Doom mod videos. It wasn't even called Doom Mod Madness at the time. It was just called Let's Play Metroid Doom, and the best I can figure is a lot of people got interested in Metroid again after the Nintendo announcement, and that sent a lot of people in my general direction. So that's been doing very well for me. And in terms of things a little more recent, this is where the dark clouds gather. This is where the downpour happens, because you may recall that I do a bit of Twitch streaming. Every Friday I do Doom Mod Madness live, and after that I export it to YouTube so people can watch the archive stream after the fact if they've missed it, for example. Now, as luck would have it, I get an email after the video has finished processing saying that there is copyrighted content that has been claimed on that live stream, and I'm like, oh great, oh fantastic. This means that a 3-hour plus video now gets its money siphoned to someone else because of a small clip. Let's see, what's tripped me up this time? Is it a piece of MIDI music in the middle of the mod that tripped the sensors this time, and what, will I have to mute it? So I have a look, and the timestamp is right at the end of the video for the credits. Now this is unusual, because the music that I use for the credits is music that I make myself. So I'm thinking, oh no, have I unwittingly copied something that already exists when I thought I was making something original with my synth music? And it turns out that the track in question that they think it is I Am What I Am. Now, they don't go into any further details, they don't list artists, they don't even give me an example of what the track sounds like, but the best I can figure is that it's I Am What I Am made famous by Shirley Bassey. Now, firstly, that's not even the same genre as the music that I make, and secondly, it contains lyrics, something that my music does not feature, and I'm thinking this is a little bit of a false positive, either that or just a colossal mountain of bullshit. And what's even more baffling about this is it's not just one company claiming this for themselves, it's 11. 11 companies piled in on this, and all I can think of is it's some kind of joke, some kind of shakedown tactic so they can get some middling amount of money out of guys just trying to upload archive streams. So naturally I've disputed it, but thanks to a few tweaks to the system, any potential money that it does make in the meantime, once the dispute is resolved, will come back to me, if that's the case. So I'm planning on putting that live this evening. In fact, not long after this video goes up, so if you're interested in watching it on YouTube, you can do. If that somehow falls through and doesn't happen, you can always go over to my Twitch page and watch the archive stream there. So yeah, pretty unusual situation, all things considered. I'm fully expecting this dispute to take the maximum amount of time to resolve, so chances are I won't have an update on this until the next channel update. That'll probably be how long it takes for them to get off their asses and decide they were in the wrong and I own my own music, which should be obvious to anyone with ears. But anyway, how about the games that have been occupying my attention over the last month? First up is, of course, the one that's on screen right now. I obtained this during the Steam sale, which is Nex Machina. I heard a lot of very good things about it. It's a twin-stick top-down arcade shooter, and I loves me some twin-stick top-down arcade shooters, especially ones like this which do approach the giddy adrenaline-ridden heights of bullet hell, especially as you reach those later worlds. It's arcade joy. Arcade crack, I dare say. The kind of game that makes me want to give it just one more go to try and get that perfect no-death run. Even though you can have up to 99 continues on standard mode, you feel like it's a personal insult sometimes if you are forced to use one. So I've been getting a lot of very good replay value out of that. I've yet to reach the final world, but I'm sure I'll get there eventually. And I'm having a damn fine time in the process, especially with that awesome synthwave soundtrack pulsing away in the background. Another game that's occupied my attention of late is Doom 2016, more specifically the multiplayer of Doom 2016, and this is because they've released the 6.66 update. I saw what they did there. Which effectively makes all of the DLC up to this point free for all existing and future owners of Doom 2016, and has just opened up all of these new maps, all of these new demons, and I think a few new weapons as well that you can get a hold of. They've revamped the multiplayer progression system, how things unlock, how you can equip certain perks, and I thought I'd give it a whirl and see how it feels, if it feels any more substantial, because I think my original problem was it just didn't really feel solid enough. It's a fairly weird complaint to have, but it's something I just felt. Something about it was off, but I've been having a fair bit of fun with it. More fun than I originally did, that's for sure, and I'm looking forward to giving it a little bit more time, seeing how all the other various modes feel, and I'm looking forward to getting a bit more experience with some of those new maps. I just hope that the player population is buoyed by the prospect of free weekends, because I think that's going to be a common occurrence now, to hopefully bring more people in, keep that multiplayer populated, and keep people interested, which is a very good move, in my opinion. After that, it's Dead Cells. This is a game that's been occupying a regular slot over on my Twitch channel, and I've been playing it for a fair few weeks now. It's a Castlevania roguelite hybrid. Randomized dungeons, randomized areas, random drops, and tremendously compelling, satisfying combat. It's the kind of thing that, much like Nex Machina, prompts you to just do one more run. Just see if you can do better with the next one. One more try. You never know. This might be the one where you crack it, where you get through that really annoying section. You get that really damn good item that will power you all the way through to the boss and beyond. It's still in early access. I still surprise myself when I remember that. It's still in early access. It's receiving regular updates, and in its current form, it's already tremendously solid, tremendously satisfying. And if you want to check it out, if you want to get an idea, a taste of what it's like, feel free to come along to the stream on Wednesday, where I will be doing more Dead Cell runs, hoping to get further, hoping to get to the current final boss of the game, because I've done countless runs, and I'm just trying to crack an area known as the Graveyard, which has been giving me a lot of grief of late. Speaking of grief, there's also PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. This is an addiction for me now, and recently I attained my very first #1 solo placement, which I was over the moon with joy about. It's a high that I can't quite describe. My heart was beating so fast I thought it was going to burst out of my chest, and that is the kind of experience you get out of Battlegrounds when you reach those last 5 players alive as the energy wall is closing in. And if you haven't heard of Battlegrounds by now, you've probably been living under a rock. It's phenomenally popular. Yes, it is in early access, much like Dead Cells, but the core of it right now is tremendously solid. I don't really go in for a lot of the drama that's going on right now. Apparently there's been issues over stream sniping. Personally, I don't think I'm big enough to have that issue, but if it ever does become the case, there's precautions I can take to prevent that kind of stuff. But hopefully, in the future, I'll be looking to indulge in duo gameplay, where you team up with another friend in co-op, or maybe squads, where you have, I think it's up to 4, I believe, on your team. So that could be interesting. But for the most part, I still prefer the solo runs. There's a particular thrill that I get out of them. And if you're also interested in seeing what that's like, I do stream that regularly on a Thursday as well. So feel free to pop along and witness the fail firsthand. It's a unique experience, let me tell you. Actually, come to think of it, you might have a bit of trouble catching a Battlegrounds stream during the first week of August, because I'm not actually going to be here. I will be here for Wednesday for Dead Cells, but after that, I'm going to be locked away on a Scottish island somewhere with a bunch of friends getting drunk on whiskey, because one of them is getting married, and of course, that means stag do. But after that, it's back to normal, so no Battlegrounds first week of August, no Doom Mod Madness Live first week of August. I know, a tragedy, but after that, it will be back to the normal schedule. As for the rest of August, in terms of upcoming video games that are on my radar, I think there's only a few. Yeah, there's Sonic Mania, because have you seen Sonic Mania? It looks fantastic. It looks like everything I could possibly want from a Sonic game. It's got fantastic talent behind it, and the music, the look, the style of it, it's ticking all the boxes for me. I just hope they stick the landing. That's all I can ever hope for when it comes to any Sonic game, to be honest. But this looks like it's got a much better chance than many others. There's also Absolver coming out soon, and I'm not quite sure how to feel about it. I've got a bit of a mixed sense of anticipation when it comes to games such as that focus on melee gameplay mechanics, things that, you know, are outside of the standard fighting game sphere. And this looks like something a little different. It looks a little uncomfortably close to For Honor, in my opinion, and I worry if it may suffer from the same pitfalls, but time will tell. Time will indeed tell, and no one wants a crap game. No one wants a crap game, so I hope both Sonic Mania and Absolver live up to their potential, and yeah, by the next channel update, I should hopefully have some thoughts on that for you. Anyway, with that out of the way, it is of course time to give a big, badass shout out to my Nutter tier patrons. The list groweth by the month, and thank you to Ben Rosenberg, Hyperactive Cow, D1 Sova, Dead Meat, Incursion Gerbil, Chris Collins, Keith Hartz, Roy Yadoa, Joe Gaston, Alexander Wright, Kind Torment, Connor Zollinger, Jeremy Strickland, JMAA, and Fenrir Wolf. Also, not forgetting my Loon tier patrons, there you are on screen. Thank you very much for your contributions, and if you're interested in helping the channel along, the link to my Patreon page is in the description below. However, we're probably going to have a conversation about how I'm going to read out everyone's names from this point onwards, because this is genuinely starting to make my throat hurt, so yeah, feel free to let me know how you feel about that in the comments. Any alternative methods that I can honor you with at the end of the channel update, or even outside of the channel update, feel free to let me know in the comments. But in any case, this has been Mr. Icarus with the channel update. Thank you very much for watching. Icarus out.